On OBS or on YouTube?
Oh. Well, hello, YouTube. Yeah. I do remember indeed. Cool. We are ready to go. I'll stand up. Just make sure it looks okay. Put this over there. How are we looking? Let's watch the line. Does it look alright? Fantastic stuff. Well, hello once again to our YouTube audience. We are here on the show floor of MCM Comic-Con Day 2, Birmingham in the NEC, ready to deliver you guys another 360-degree live stream. The plan of attack is really the same as yesterday. We're going to pull people over, different people in cosplay, and really talk to them again about their experience cosplaying, about what they enjoy about the show, but I think I'll go for a slightly different approach this time. I kind of want to get people's advice, cosplayers' advice, in terms of like what tips they would say or what kind of advice they would give to kind of maybe amateur cosplayers, people who may be a bit afraid to get into cosplay. You know, what are the sort of things they would advise people to do? You know, how they would go about putting together a costume, like budgets, whatever it might be, where to go to find certain costumes or materials, something like that. But that kind of approach, I think, will be the theme and the aim of Day 2 here. But yeah, once again, the purpose of the live stream is for you guys to get a sense of what it's like here on the show floor, really capture the atmosphere and stuff, hopefully. We are in the same location. We did scout out different locations in terms of where we could set up the live stream, but the only other place where there was decent seating arrangements was like incredibly close to, I think, some sort of Robot Wars battle that's going on, and there's a huge guy there with a bigger microphone than mine and a much louder voice than mine, who kind of, it would drown out anything we try and do, basically. So I think this is kind of the best location possible. We're not too drowned out by the wrestling that's going on over there. I think we're in a decent spot here. We can catch people as they're walking by relatively easily. We have Barit scouting out people as we speak. I think she's got some potential targets that we'll bring over and have a chat to. But I think, again, you know, we'll run for about 40 minutes or so, however much the laptop can take. Same as last time. So yeah, obviously the live stream will be delayed slightly, so you know, if you be aware that if you chime in with any of your comments or suggestions, that it will be slightly delayed, but we'll do our best to get to them. Hello. Hi. Nice to meet you.
I'm Tom.
Ben.
Nice to meet you, Ben.
Ashley.
Nice to meet you, Ashley. You are live on our YouTube stream at the moment in 360 degrees space. So we're basically just pulling people over, asking them about the show and cosplay and why you guys attend and that sort of thing. So I guess first of all, if you want to introduce yourselves and who you came as.
I'm Ben Labers and I'm cosplaying as a Grey Jedi, so a custom-made Jedi costume. But I normally do a Jawa the other day. I went from London.
I'm Ashley, I'm cosplaying as Raven from Teen Titans.
Awesome stuff. Yay! Teen Titans fan. So something we've been asking everybody that we've pulled over is like, first and foremost, like, why you guys attend these conventions and dress up? You know, what is it that kind of excites you and gets you to want to do it?
Mainly, besides wearing the costumes, we're always trying to make new ones and seeing what we can put our skills to and how we can best portray those characters. Normally it's just me and a good community that's already here. I mean, I'm part of a Star Wars costume group, so we can organise Star Wars photo shoots around London and Birmingham, really. But just mainly just meeting all the good friends we don't always see outside Comic-Con and just having a good time.
For me, it's mostly the creative process, making the costume and then being able to put it on and see that you've made something really cool.
So how long does it take you guys to put together the costumes? Is it quite a long-winded process, or?
Well, for me, I'm quite impatient, so I don't tend to make my own. So I don't get mine commissioned. But it can be hard work just portraying the character once you're in it. And you just got to try and, I mean, I do a Jawa quite nice, but because I've done it so long, other characters I find it a bit tricky. Whereas some people actually, because she normally focus more on building the costume, she's putting a lot more effort than I do.
Really depends on the costume. I make a lot of armour.
Okay.
On good days, I sit down and make like leg pieces, arm pieces. But usually I spend about a month making a couple of costumes.
And kind of a new thing we're going to ask people today is like any advice like cosplayers would give to people that maybe want to start out or maybe like are afraid to maybe come into this culture because of whatever reason. Like what kind of advice would you give to
My
people?
rule of thumb is, because if it's your first con, I say don't cosplay for the first con, because once you get here, you'll have so many ideas going through your head, you don't know where to start. And even when you start doing one, even if you get that one from Amazon, you can always modify it as you go along. You day by day, week by week, you add things to modify it. I mean, I can still easily make more modifications than I'm wearing now, but it's just do what with the resources you have, and you also find new skills you never knew you had as well. It's good.
I would say if someone really wanted to cosplay, pick a character they really like, so that they have the motivation to finish it, because if you pick something you're just not sure about, it can be hard to sort of get there in the end.
That's fair enough. So are you guys planning on going to any more conventions throughout the year?
I've definitely got the one going in May in London. That's normally one of the big ones for my Facebook Agents of Force, because we normally do the Star Wars photo shoot, and that's where most of our friends are allocated in the UK. But other than that, we try to do LFCC or London Super Comic-Con as well sometimes.
My next con is next month, Medway Con. It's local to me. It's just started. I'm also going to May and October London MCM.
Well, I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it, and enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Later, guys.
See ya.
There we are. Some great tips there. We have potential more cosplay. Teen Titans fans, yeah, Teen Titans fans. Nice to meet you. I'm Tom.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, man. You are live at the minute on our YouTube stream in 360 degrees, technical space. And the purpose is really to kind of put the audience kind of centre of the convention, really capture the atmosphere and things. But we're bringing people over to kind of talk to them about cosplay and why you guys enjoy coming to these sort of conventions. So I guess, first of all, if you want to introduce yourselves and explain why you guys come down to these sort of things.
Okay, I'm Miles. I'm dressed as a clone trooper who works like secretly for the rebellion as like an undercover clone. And yeah, and I like clone troopers mainly because they're like different, so they don't really work for anyone apart from themselves.
Hello, I'm Miles, and I'm a Jawa from Star Wars, and I like Jawas because
They're cool.
yeah,
They're really cool, man. They're cool characters from Star Wars. So what do you guys enjoy dressing up as these characters and coming to the conventions themselves? Do you just enjoy meeting people, like-minded people, or do you actually enjoy the craftsmanship of putting these costumes together?
I enjoy people like appreciating the costumes you've made, so you like makes you feel good that you're actually made something worthwhile all the time.
Yeah, I like people like who get dressed up and like really get into it.
And what kind of advice would you give to people that maybe are starting out and maybe a bit nervous about coming to these sort of things and dressing up? I mean, certainly for me, what I would say is that everyone here is in the same boat. You're all friends, family, that sort of thing that enjoy the similar sort of things. So, would you have any advice to those sort of people?
If you're making your own costume, don't worry about if you're like making it off like, let's say, a stormtrooper and it doesn't quite look like him, because it's your personal touch. So just however you want to make it will be right to everyone else, because it's up to you.
Yeah, maybe you could go to a Comic-Con and get ideas from that, and then go home and start making a costume for the next one.
Any conventions lined up throughout the year? Going to any more? Maybe down in London or something like that?
Yeah, I might go to the Super Comic-Con in London.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
And is this your first one in Birmingham, or have you been to this one a few years before?
This is my first one in Birmingham.
Yeah, this is my first one in Birmingham, but I've been to the one in Kettering.
Well, thank you both for your time. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Okay,
And take it easy, man. See you later. Cool, so there we go. More advice. Interesting advice there. Maybe put your own spin on particular characters. Maybe make your costume unique. But a lot of the general consensus really is just to give it a go. Don't worry about if it's not 100% accurate, movie accurate. It's not a replica of the particular character. You just got to put a costume together, whether it be buying one off Amazon, like people have said, and really put your own spin on it. Make it unique. Make it a bit different. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Like, certainly for me, I'm one of those people that when I put together a costume, I want it to be as close to the movie thing as possible. I'm kind of a perfectionist in that sense. I'd love to fork out thousands and thousands of pounds to buy like the actual batsuit that Christian Bale wore in the Nolan trilogy and walk around Comic-Con like that. But that's not going to happen. So you've just got to either come as close as you can, or do something different. Just do something unique. Like, I've seen people walking around. Like, you're going to see a load of Harley Quinns, you're going to see a load of DC characters, superheroes, that sort of thing. But I've seen people like as Snake from Metal Gear. I've seen an Ellie from The Last of Us, you know, some video game characters. I've seen some, what did I see this morning? I saw some Rebel Troopers from in the Endor costumes from Return of the Jedi. Like really, I guess not niche, but really like things you wouldn't expect. Like when people dress up as Star Wars characters, you either expect Stormtroopers or Jedis, that sort of thing. But you know, people coming as Jawas or that sort of thing. Ewoks maybe, you might see a few Ewoks walking around. You know, find something that maybe people aren't doing. I know that might be hard because, you know, you'd think all bases are covered, but like I said in the stream yesterday, you can check out on our YouTube channel. We did 2 streams yesterday. I saw people from things I didn't even recognise. Like, and I'd like to say I'm pretty, you know, clued in and have my finger on the pulse in terms of nerd culture and things, but you know, there's Japanese stuff that I don't recognise that people, you know, that people do. And we saw people this morning like get recognised and stopped, and somebody said, "Oh, like someone else is recognised," which is really cool because, you know, even if you think nobody's going to recognise it, it's a really, really niche thing, chances are, in this kind of environment, you'll see people, you know, that are into the same sort of thing. So yeah, I'm going to try and bring over some more people, have a bit more of a chat. How are we doing in terms of time, Mike? We've got plenty of time left?
Yeah, for a change.
Yeah, because I want you to cue me in when there's about 5 minutes left so I can do an outro on this stream rather than do an impromptu one on Periscope because the stream dies midway through.
Just point out to people we got caught off guard, but then it's about the experimentation.
Yeah, it's about the experimentation. Like for us, like I've been stressing in the previous streams, you know, we are learning this stuff ourselves to really kind of transfer that knowledge onto you guys. So if you want to do a similar sort of thing, you know, you could learn from our mistakes and, you know, pick up on our tips and tricks and that sort of thing. So it's certainly a learning process, certainly one I'm going to reflect on and hopefully improve on in the future and that sort of thing. Precisely. How are we doing? Nice to meet you. I'm Tom.
Megan.
Nice to meet you, Megan. You are live right now on our YouTube stream in 360 degrees. Very, very fancy stuff. So we're basically just pulling people over to have a chat about, you know, why you come to these sort of conventions and why you choose to dress up. So I guess you want to introduce yourself first of all and what character you've come as. And
I'm Megan. I'm Kiwi Cosplay. I'm dressed as Doug Indiana from League of Legends. I've come to con with just friends, really. I also wouldn't be here. Yeah.
And something we've asked everybody, the cosplayers and things, is like, why do you like dressing up as particular characters and coming to these conventions? Is it the idea of putting together a costume in terms of the craftsmanship, or do you just enjoy meeting other people that are, you know, in the same sort of boat?
No, I think it's literally just friends and just meeting people and enjoying the craft. Yeah.
And like, how long did it take you to put your costume together? Was it quite a long order? Not finished. Oh, right. So it's a work in progress.
Yeah. I'm hoping to finish my staff for May, and I'm losing bits as the day goes on. So.
So yeah. So something else we're going to ask people today is, you know, cosplayers and stuff. What advice would you give to people that maybe are, you know, starting out in terms of cosplay and, you know, struggling for ideas, or maybe, you know, are quite afraid because you see all these quite fancy costumes, you know, that people have clearly spent hundreds of pounds on, and people might get intimidated in terms of, oh, I can't do that sort of thing, and might be put off. So what kind of things would you say to this?
Definitely start small, and the internet is your best friend. Literally, like any sites like, you know, eBay, AliExpress. It's easy just to buy, even if you want to make your costume, just buying components and then customizing the components. It definitely keeps costs down, yeah.
Maybe putting like your individual stamp on it, maybe like to stand out and stuff. Yeah. Cool. And have you got any other conventions lined up in the year that you're going to, or?
Too many. Both Londons, Manchester, and then maybe a few in between. Yeah.
So that's dedication right there to the cons. Yeah. Is this your first one in Birmingham?
No, I went to a couple EGXs like a couple of years ago. So.
EGX is strong representative.
EGX for the win. Yeah, we've had quite a few people say they've come to EGX and stuff. But yeah, thanks for your time. I appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of the day. See you later. More people. Not giving me a break here, folks. Not giving me a break. Straight into the next guys. How are we doing? Nice to meet you. I'm Tom.
Hello, I'm Anne.
Nice to meet you.
Sorry about my teeth.
It's fine. Don't worry. So I guess, first of all, for the folks back home, you are live on our YouTube stream in 360 degrees at the moment. We've basically been pulling people over, talking about cosplay and conventions and things. But I guess if you want to introduce yourself, first of all, and what characters you've come as?
I'm Anne. I'm being Rinmat Smoker in an SMK style uniform, and sorry about my teeth.
That's cool.
I'm Mary Donegan. I'm being Haruka Nanase from Free in SNK style
that we've made ourselves.
Yeah, so something we've been asking everybody that we've been pulling over is like, why do you like dressing up and coming to these sort of conventions? Is it the act of dressing up and feeling like a 9-year-old again, or do you actually enjoy, putting the costumes together in terms of a, crafting sort of thing?
I like making things, but it's nice to pretend to be someone else, and just meeting other fans who are as passionate as you are about it is like really important and means so much when you get people saying hello, how are you, and all this. Yeah.
It pushes me out of my comfort zone. So like yesterday we were Euro on ice in like one-piece swim costumes, ice skating costumes, and it's like, you don't normally dress like that in real life. So it's nice to like push yourself and challenge yourself to do like be comfortable in things that you're not normally comfortable in.
Yeah, I guess that feeds on to another question that we're asking people today specifically is like, what would you say to people that are maybe a bit nervous about coming to these sort of things and dressing up? What advice would you give for people that's maybe starting out in terms of cosplay?
Everyone is nervous when they start cosplaying. I get scared before a convention every time. I'm scared no one will like my costume, no one will say hello, and everyone is so friendly, so you don't need to worry at all. Everyone's fine.
And everyone's friendly, like even if you get some horrible person making comments, like if you want to do your costume, don't care what anyone else thinks, basically. Just enjoy it for you, which is difficult.
Everyone here is like, we're all friends, we're all in the same boat, we enjoy the similar sort of things, so yeah, it's cool. So like, how long did it take you guys to put together your costumes in particular? Was it quite a long-winded process, or I don't know?
We started them, we planned them this time last year.
Oh, right.
And we've been making them since the summer, so everything's hand embroidered and handmade, so yeah, a while.
Yeah, we basically just about a year for just the whole process, but probably about half a year for actual making.
Yeah.
And the embroidery, like if we just look at, like this was like
oh wow,
paint and then sewing on the top because
I see.
Just sewing wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Embroidery.
Yeah.
Well, you've certainly gone the extra mile. That's awesome. The dedication right there. Yeah, definitely.
People don't have to go this far for cosplay.
No, you really don't. Don't worry.
But if you want to, you can. That's the main thing. Yeah. Is this your first one in Birmingham? Have you got any more lined up throughout the year, or?
Too many. We have 8 this year, so yeah.
Yeah, we're going to Sheffield soon. Next time we're going to Sheffield. And what are we being?
Seal and Tukiyama from Tokyo Hall.
Characters played voiced by Michael J. Tatum, and he's the voice actor for it. So we're going to meet him and get a signature, hopefully.
So yeah.
Well, best of luck with that. Thank you guys for your time, and enjoy the rest of the day. See you later. My goodness me! No breaks here, no rest for the wicked. Nice to meet you. I'm Tom. Nice to meet you. You are live on our YouTube stream at the moment, capturing the space in 360 degrees. Very fancy stuff. I know, yeah, but we're basically just pulling people over, talking to them about cosplay and conventions and stuff. So I guess if you want to introduce yourself first of all, and who you've come dressed up as and why you like coming to these sort of things.
My name's Becky. This is the first time I've ever been to one of these. I only decided to come at 9 o'clock last night. It's a bit of a strange story.
Oh wow.
I actually came to the NEC yesterday for the knitting, embroidery and stitch show.
I see, okay.
But I met a guy on the train.
Right.
He was dressed up as Loki for the Avengers, and he was hiding in the bicycle part of the train.
That's awesome.
Because he was so really scared of anyone looking at him.
Right.
So I went up to him and I was like, oh, when you've got this coolness to dress up like that, why shouldn't like hide away and stuff?
Yeah.
And you've got the balls to do that. And so I took photos of him, put it on Facebook, and literally about 50 of my friends on Facebook all was like, give him a thumbs up, tell him he's
That's
really,
awesome.
really amazing
That's awesome.
and he should really do it. So
cool.
he's kind of, yesterday, so he kind of inspired me a little bit.
Oh, nice.
I went home, read last night, read my wardrobe. I'm usually in the Pride Parade in Birmingham.
Oh, yeah.
Pride Parade every year, so I've got a lot of like old dressing up stuff.
Sure.
And I do play Pokemon Go quite a bit.
Nice, yeah. A lot of people do.
Even though I'm like 37.
No, it's fine. Yeah.
So, yeah, and I love like the anime stuff and all that stuff as well.
Yeah. Cool.
So I was like, hell.
Why not? Yeah, give it a go. No, that's sure.
Like, I don't have anything to do with this,
Yeah. I guess it.
The Big Bang, obviously.
Yeah, the Big Bang. Great show. I guess the important thing now is though, would you come again? I know this is your first time. Yeah. Have you enjoyed it so far?
I've taken so many photos. I'm uploading like pretty much every 30 seconds.
That's awesome.
Something else I've seen. I'm like, oh my god, this is so cool. Look at this.
Yeah.
Like lots of my friends are going, last night when I was asking them to come with me, they were like, it's not really our kind of thing, thanks, to be honest.
Sure.
But now I've put it on Facebook, a lot of them have gone, no way, get me one of those lasagnas. No way, get me one of those.
Yeah, that's awesome actually, because I guess you would think that like everyone here has been here for years, like they go to everyone around the country, but you kind of forget that like maybe this is the first time people have come and stuff. So I guess maybe like for anyone out there that's maybe afraid to coming down to these sort of things because maybe they're nervous in terms of about dressing up or.
I was going through the frequently asked questions bit
Was
on
you?
the Comic-Con website and etiquette and all this kind of stuff because I was a little bit scared, I suppose.
Sure,
of, like,
yeah.
looking like a fool.
It's a bit of a foreign culture, I guess. Yeah.
No, I could not look like a fool.
Yeah.
yeah. So.
Yeah, but I guess it's something you don't need to worry about and stuff because we've been asking the same sort of question to everybody, and everyone said like everyone's friends here, everyone's in the same sort of boat. We all enjoy the same sort of thing, and like even if you dress up as like something that you bought on Amazon or something, don't be intimidated by these people that have forked out hundreds of pounds on these sort of costumes. Everyone's just here to have a good time.
This was like something that I went to. I think it was a stag do, and everyone had to dress up like army stuff.
Yeah.
So I had a gun left over.
Exactly.
And shorts I didn't really need, so I kept them on.
Yeah. That's the beauty of you, though. You just throw stuff together, come dress up, and just have a good time. That's the main thing.
It's like everyone's just really happy and really nice. It's sweet. I even saw a 4-year-old Superwoman.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, sorry.
That's what it's all about, right there.
Yeah. She had curly black hair as well.
That's awesome. That was
cute.
Cool. Well, I won't keep you any longer. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for talking to us. See you later. That's an interesting story. I'm glad we talked to her. Good spot there, Britt. I know you had no idea of what the story would be, but like you pulled a great one there. Oh, really? Oh, that's cool. That's a really interesting story though, because the fact that she came, she bought the tickets at 9 o'clock last night, saw Loki on the train, and thought, what the hell is this character from the Avengers doing on a train in the corner hiding away? And then found out about Comic-Con and applied, and was really intimidated at first in terms of like the culture and what the etiquette and things. But that's really cool that she came. She's really enjoying it so far, and she's going to come in the future. That's really cool. So yeah. Take the mic, man.
I think the key thing as well is it's worth remembering, and this is the reason we're doing it, is because we want to hear those stories, because many people who won't necessarily go through that experience much with travel and stuff. So the fact that we can kind of almost to a certain degree replicate that to a certain degree, that attracts people to come here and get involved as well. That's a really interesting thing.
Exactly.
Community participation.
Yeah, it's fed quite nicely into the theme of questions I'm asking. Like for those out there that are a bit nervous and not confident about coming to these sort of things, that story is a testament to the fact that all you've got to do is throw something together, take a very colourful item in your wardrobe, come dress up and just have a good time. It doesn't really matter if you don't know anything about the shows and stuff that are on display here. If you just want to come and meet people and have a good time and dress up and be like a 9-year-old again, you should come to these sort of things. It might seem very intimidating at first. You see all these fancy costumes, people walking around that have clearly been here for years and put all this time and effort into it. But you should just come down. It's like me, right? I put a bed sheet on the back of me as a cape. I wear a mask. I wear some black jeans, and I wear a Batman T-shirt, and I walk around and have a good time. No, that's the thing though. Like I'm happy to share that. I'm happy to share my story and stuff. You could even go a step further than me and buy seeing like Astra or something for 15 quid. I've seen plenty of people wear those. No shame in it whatsoever. Just dress up, have a good time, come down. Everyone's friendly. Everyone wants to come over and chat to us, which is great. Everyone's curious. Exactly. How are you doing, my friend? I'm Tom. Nice to meet you. You are live right now on our YouTube stream in 360 degrees, capturing the very fancy stuff. But we're basically just pulling people over and talking to them about the convention and cosplay into it. So I guess, first of all, if you want to introduce yourself and who you've come dressed as, people will probably be able to recognise it, but just in case, who have you came as?
My name is Oliver Smith, and I've come dressed as Billy the Puppet from Saw.
Awesome stuff. So I guess, first of all, we'll kick off with, like, why do you like dressing up at these conventions in general?
It's because I like dressing up because it's a hobby of mine, really.
Yep.
And it's when I ever have the money. I'm looking to get a new cosplay soon because I'm going up to London Film and Comic-Con this year. And I these events because most of the time it's stars who I like, not all movies and... Sure.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting to note, really. We haven't really touched on the fact that special guests and stuff come to these conventions, which draws a lot of the fans in for like photographs and signings and things. But kind of interesting to kind of hear what other cosplay costume you've got lined up for London.
Well, I've had one in the past. I've had Ed from Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, nice.
This one is, of course, Billy the Puppet. I've got either Daryl Dixon or Abraham from the Walking Dead line.
Interesting. So plenty of choice then, Are they kind of in different stages of development, or are they all like pretty much ready to go?
My Ed one is officially complete.
Nice.
My Jigsaw one is officially complete as well, and Abraham or Daryl Dixon is in progress.
Work in progress, cool, yeah. So how long did it take you to put those sort of costumes together? Quite a long-winded process, or?
This one really I got because I went to Fort Park Fright Night last year.
Oh, really? Cool.
And I went in this because I was like, he's a horror icon.
Yeah.
Let me dress up as him. Ed one took a couple months to do. This one took only a couple of days, and then the Abraham one was just in progress.
Cool.
It's taken its time. So.
Yeah, sure. And so what we're asking people today, in particular, is like, for those people out there that are maybe a bit afraid about coming to these sort of conventions and dressing up, and maybe see all these fancy costumes and think they've got to fork out hundreds of pounds on these costumes, what kind of things would you say to those kind of people to kind of encourage them to get down here?
If it's your interesting hobby, then you should definitely get down here and take in the excitement of Comic-Con.
Sure.
And with your costume, you don't have to go properly first time and spend hundreds and hundreds of pounds. You can literally have a basic costume and a detail to it later throughout the current years or months or whenever you need the costume for.
Cool. And I suppose you've got more conventions lined up in the year that you're obviously going to London. Have you got any more beyond that point?
I was looking to go to Walker Stalker next year as well.
Nice.
If the plans go ahead.
Sure. If the finances allow it as well.
Yeah, because the tickets are literally sold out for the first wave.
Oh, really?
I can
that
guarantee
sucks.
that the waves are going to keep going up and price as well.
Exactly. Right. Well, I have your fingers crossed. I hope you make it.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Thank you for your time. Enjoy the rest of the day. Take care, mate. See you later. There we go. Iconic horror figure there in the cosplay. It's not all about comic books and superheroes. Oh, that's true. Yeah, would have been amazing if you saw him just ride past there on the little thing. That'd be awesome. Exactly. Well, now another interesting story. Again, reiterating the same sort of points we've heard. Just get down here. Whatever costume it is, just put something together, get down here, and then develop it over time. If it's something you enjoy, as you said, if it's your hobby. Then there's no reason not to. And he mentioned something that we haven't really touched on, really. Another drawing point for a lot of people to come to these conventions, in cosplay or not, is to kind of see some of the special guests and stuff that they've got lined up every year. I think at this particular one this year, we've had people like Billy Piper from Doctor Who. Funny story, actually. I saw the best cosplay, certainly so far. It might be top today, but I saw the best cosplay yesterday, which was Keith Lemon from Celebrity Juice, wielding a lightsaber. And his impersonation was fantastic. The cosplay was amazing. And then we found out on the train that he was actually here. Keith Lemon was. I might have met the real Keith Lemon. It's a possibility. I could have met the right one, and I've offended him very greatly, saying, "Oh, that's a great cosplay." And it's like, no, I'm Keith Lemon. It's like, God damn, it could have been the right. I think it wasn't. I would have recognised him if it was. But that was really cool. And I was surprised actually we didn't really see a lot of promotion and stuff saying that Keith Lemon. I certainly saw a lot for Billy Piper, but Keith Lemon and stuff I didn't realise he was here. Yeah, I suppose that would be the headline in terms of the guest you want to get. Billy
Piper might be watching. We'd love for you to come back to Doctor Who.
Yeah. Why the hell not? We're going to interview people that are interviewing people to get that kind of perspective, I guess. Creators here on the show floor. It's like Inception, yeah, I guess, yeah. Doctors. Yeah. How are we doing in terms of time, though? Are we okay in terms of time? Yeah, how long we got left? 20 minutes? Cool. And there you go, yeah, queue up your questions. Yes, for those of you that might just be joining us at the moment, the reason why we are keeping an eye on the time is because our time management yesterday was pretty atrocious. The stream cut out when we were doing the official wrap-up, and so we had to do a very kind of impromptu Periscope live stream where we wrap up the stream and hand out the social medias and stuff. So
It's not because our time management is bad, is one of the things to bear in mind, and this is for anybody that's doing kind of media work within conventions, is that we don't actually have access to our power source. And in order for us to do something as complicated as live streaming in 360, it requires us to have a lot of computing power that we can't plug in anywhere. So therefore we're having to make the best of it. It's not because our time management's poor, I just want to clarify that.
Maybe it was a bit that, but for the most part, yeah, we don't have access to power. Obviously, the big issue we were potentially going to run into was Wi-Fi. Like, would we actually be able to connect to the Wi-Fi first and foremost and have a stable connection? We have. We have some more people. Hello. Hello. Nice to meet you. I'm Tom. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. I'm Tom. You are live on our YouTube stream at the moment in 360 degrees, capturing the whole space. Very, very fancy stuff. But we're basically just pulling people over, talking to them about the convention, why they come down here. Mainly been cosplayers, but it's interesting that you're here to capture the day like us in terms of media creators. So I guess, is this the first time you've come down here and captured the show, or have you kind of captured it before in the past?
Yeah, we're doing a documentary for our uni project, and we're doing it on cosplay. So I've been to Comic-Cons before, but like a fun thing. So this is the first time I've actually filmed it.
Same for me. I'm on the same group, and this is the first time I've ever actually come down to sort of record it. Or the other time has just been from walking around, just watching, just watching all the cosplays and stuff. But now, like, it's quite interesting, sort of coming around, just like actually recording and maybe possibly getting interviews as well. It's quite a fun experience. I'm enjoying myself.
So I guess what was the genesis of the idea to capture this convention for your documentary? Was it a fascination with the cosplay culture in general, or was it just I fancy coming down to a Comic-Con and having an excuse to make a documentary? Or
no, we're trying to inform people about what it's all about, because some people have like quite bad views about it. So we're just trying to say it's not that weird. Like, they do these things for fun, and it's like a hobby because they make things and sew and stuff.
Pretty much the same thing. But it gave us a really good excuse to come to Comic-Con. It was great. I was here yesterday, just kind of like looking around just for fun before starting to come here for work. But it was great. There was so many good cosplays here.
There is. Yeah, there's been some fantastic ones. We spoke to RoboCop, I think, came over yesterday. Who'd spent like about 10 months putting this costume together. Absolutely amazing. Yeah. But have you guys come in the past and cosplayed yourself, or have you just come down as?
I've done Vision from Marvel before, like a female Vision.
I did Toby from Naruto. I did a random Naruto ninja. I went a crappy Deadpool one time. Right. That's about it. It was like a really lazy one, but
that's fine. Some of the things that people have been stressing, when we've talked to them and stuff, is the fact that you don't have to like fork out hundreds of pounds on these costumes. Just put something together, come round, have a good time. And I suppose that's kind of the stigma you want to kind of squash as well in your documentary, is the fact that maybe people are intimidated to come down to these sort of things, and maybe a fear of dressing up and being overshadowed by these great cosplays and stuff. So maybe that sort of thing, will be addressed in the documentary.
Well, for me, just like I don't really come here feeling really intimidated. I come here quite relaxed. I mean, like, it's cool to like compare different cosplays together, and obviously, for some people, there was this one person we interviewed not too long ago who finds it as a really good challenge to sort of like compare his cosplay and then do better next time, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Cool. Well. That's a great point. Yeah. Promote yourself.
We haven't really decided that of yet.
Probably YouTube.
Yeah, we'll probably have a YouTube video up somewhere of just like a little documentary.
What university is it for?
Staffordshire University.
Look to the Staffordshire social medias and stuff. Look out for this documentary on YouTube. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. We'll get you back to filming. Have a good time. Huh? Yeah, got to do the plugs. Yeah, promote the fellow media creators out there, that are.
It's interesting to kind of get that perspective as well, because that's something that I've noticed here as well. Because we talk about the kind of fan community, Comic-Con sort of dress up and cosplay. We don't really talk about the legion of people walking around here doing various different media stuff. It's an interesting thing to consider, I think. I mean, even ourselves, although we're effectively professional pros, when we're testing this thing, you see all kinds of stuff. Like yesterday, there was somebody filming kind of a promo shot with female Flash on roller skates and stuff, and the setup and rig they had, and I was like, how do people afford that? But nevertheless, I mean, it just goes to show you that people are passionate in the other things that come around it. It's not necessarily just about the cosplay side of things.
It's a perfect environment for photography and stuff, obviously. But yeah, you see a lot of like people with like fancy rigs and stuff and awesome equipment, because you know, it's primed for video and photography and that sort of thing. And like this is one of the reasons why we did the live stream, is to really capture that atmosphere and stuff that maybe traditional media formats won't be able to do. You know, whether it's a traditional like video documentary or something, not to discredit the documentaries and stuff, but you're getting a very narrow perspective in terms of what documentary is showing you. But this is really capturing the whole space and giving you an idea of what it's like to actually be here in terms of the environment and stuff. So yeah. Great, it's really awesome that we got that alternate perspective in terms of media creators and stuff, why they chose to come down here and kind of attack that, I guess, that negative stigma that's maybe attached to this sort of thing. Maybe people still see it as weird that people dress up in costumes and walk around this convention, but I think by this point, I would argue that this, pop culture and comic books and superheroes has become so mainstream that it's just become accepted now in society, I think. I think before, maybe when you started to see these conventions crop up the first time, maybe they were getting like raised eyebrows and people were frowning at it and sort of thing, and people think they're really weird. But I think now, because you see it so much in terms of the media, in terms of movies, TV, it's everywhere pretty much. It's so in the mainstream now that people have just accepted that people like to dress up, believe it or not, whether they're 30 or 9 years old, and walk around and meet other like-minded people, which is great. How are we doing, Brits? I've actually had a moment of like respite here because you flooded people over, which was great.
Do you want more?
I mean, we've got time for more. I think we've got time for more. Might as well bring them over. She's doing a fantastic job, Brit, getting people over. Yeah. It's really awesome. Sorry, I'm fascinated by this documentary that's being filmed over there. Like, look in front of, look behind you, I guess, wherever you are. Look at what they're filming. That's a great point. Yeah, that's a great point. We might actually be. Maybe we should be interviewed for the documentary. Like a double-edged thing. Yeah. But hopefully we'll bring more people over. Get to talk to them a bit more about cosplay and stuff about the show. So we've got a bit of time to maybe squeeze a few more in before we go. Before Mike gives me the cue to say 5 minutes left. Wrap it up. But yeah, it's been awesome so far. Yesterday was really cool. I think we got a lot of really interesting stories, and today I think it's been really even better. Seeing some of those alternate perspectives in terms of people that have come down for the first time, people creating content on the show floor, that sort of thing. So yeah, it's been cool. Hopefully we can get more varied perspectives and things with these stories. But yeah, it's been cool, man. It has been cool. It's been cool, man. It's been real cool. It's been real. I'm trying to fill dead air as best as possible here, until the guys come over, and now I've succeeded. How are you doing, man? I'm Tom. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Luke.
Nice to meet you, Luke.
I'm Kirsten.
Nice to meet you, Kirsty. You are live right now on our YouTube stream.
Hello.
Capturing it in 360 degrees. Very fancy stuff, so you can see all around the space. But yeah, we're basically just pulling people over, talking to them about cosplay and why they choose to come to these conventions and that sort of thing. So I guess if you want to introduce yourselves first of all and what you've came dressed as.
Hello, I'm Luke. I'm dressed as Gaston.
Hello, I'm Kirsten. I'm dressed as Ariel.
Something we've asked everybody that we've pulled over is like, why do you come down to these conventions and dress up? Is it to meet other people, or the fact that you just like dressing up as different characters?
I like dressing up. Yeah. Just love going to places like this, seeing other people, take time in their work to see them, take photos with them, to show all their appreciation. Also, it's a form of escapism as well.
Oh yeah.
Like what's it? Some people have like really hard work, jobs and that. So they just being themselves and that.
What better way to escape your life than pretend to be somebody else? Same for you, yeah?
Yeah, just for the funsies, I started doing it pretty much just to support my favourite fandom.
Sure.
So, I pretty much just got him into it.
Nice.
He didn't know what a Comic-Con was.
Oh, really? Have you been going for a while, or is it like fairly recent that you've been introduced to it?
Past couple of years now.
I've been doing them about 3-5 years-ish.
That's awesome.
First time I dressed up, I was Harry Potter.
Nice.
And she was
Lily from Firefly.
That's awesome. Cool. Yeah. So have you got any other conventions lined up throughout the year, or is it just the Birmingham one you go to?
Not really. Just back to Birmingham in November. Sure.
We only really do Telford and Birmingham.
Very local, I guess. Easy to get to and stuff. Yeah.
London's a bit too far for us.
It is, yeah. Something that we're asking people today in particular is if you've got any advice, or what advice you would give to people that are maybe starting out in terms of cosplay or a bit nervous coming to these sort of things. Like we had somebody on that bought a ticket at 9 o'clock last night because they saw Loki on the train. I thought, what on earth is this about? Checked out all like the FAQs in terms of ethics and thought, really immerse themselves in that culture, and actually came down and was really enjoying it. So, so I guess what would you say to those?
Yeah, just come down, be yourself. Nobody here is like really angry or anything. Just come down. Everyone's all really nice. You ask them really nicely. They'll take photos of you and stuff like that. Just come, be yourself.
Any other words? Give it a try. Give it whatever you want to. Give it a try. If you want to cosplay, give it a try. Even if you go buy your costume, just try it. Even if it's just a t-shirt and jeans, try it.
I think that's one of the, maybe one of the things that put people off is they see all these fancy costumes that clearly people have put hundreds of pounds in, and maybe are intimidated to come down in that respect. But a lot of people have said that, if you just stick a t-shirt on and walk around.
Some of the best ones I've seen are literally falling apart at the seams.
We saw one from like a assassination classroom. The guy's like made loads of tentacles and everything. That's really cool.
Yeah, and his tentacles fall apart after every cut.
But it's totally worth it. It's totally worth it. Cool.
It's so much worth it. Just to see people's faces when they react to your costume, and to see how people react to you as a person throughout con is so much fun. I've had like 3 little girls come up to me just to come and have a photograph with me, and I'm like, oh.
So cute.
It is.
He's got his bell somewhere. I don't know where he's put her. Have you hidden her again?
Impressive. Rummaging through all the merchandise and stuff. Ah, there it is. There it is.
Just suffocating in a bag somewhere.
I bought a few of those and had to stop because all my money would go towards them otherwise.
I have like 10 on a shelf.
Really, yeah. I actually had someone from who works at the pop stands over there asking me where I got this one from.
Can't find it.
Oh, really? Wow.
There you go, a limited edition right there. Very rare pop vinyl. That's cool. Well, I appreciate your time. Thanks, guys. Enjoy the rest of the show. See you later.
Thank you.
Take care. And you. There we go. You what? Sorry. We got a surprise coming up. Oh god damn it! We have the Justice League coming over, folks. I don't want to lose this one. Is it the same guy? Do we know if it's the same guy? Oh, it's so cool. It's so cool. He's got a beard and everything. Batman with a beard. Yeah. There you go. That's what it's all about right there, folks. That's what it's all about there. Kids coming down, idolising these characters that they see walking around, and they might as well be the real thing to them in their eyes, and that's awesome. It's magic, folks. Oh my god, the Slade Wilson, Deathstroke, and Red Hood from Arkham Knight. That is fantastic. They are awesome. What they should do is, they're fully kitted out the gun and everything, in terms of... I know, right, in the second stream we'll hunt them down. Maybe not a best idea to hunt down Deathstroke. He's got eyes in the back of his head. Yeah, he'll be hunting us, actually, yeah. Plugging the YouTube channel here. That's actually a good point, good segue. We are obviously on YouTube on New Reality Network, but on Facebook as well, New Reality Network. On Twitter, we are at New Reality Net. And Instagram, we're on New Reality Network as well. So just in case the stream dies, there you go, you've had your social media plug. And we have the Justice League. The Justice League is here.
Sorry.
How are we? Nice to meet you, Batman. I am Tom. It's fantastic. That's an amazing costume. Nice to meet you. Wonder Woman, I'm Tom. And we're basically just pulling people over and asking them about cosplay and the convention and why you guys decide to come down and cosplay. I know you might as well be the real thing, and you could be, I don't know. But yeah, why do you guys come down and like dressing up at these sort of things?
What was the question?
Why do you like coming down to Comic-Con and enjoy dressing up in costumes and stuff?
Well, we're huge kind of comic book fans in particular, like movies and things like that. Me in particular, and since me and my wife have been together, she's kind of been dragged into the fold, kicking and screaming as well. I think she secretly enjoys it and is quite inspired by Wonder Woman, hence why she's gone with the Wonder Woman costume. I've been cosplaying now for about 4 years as Batman.
That's awesome.
So I started off with the Arkham suit.
Nice. Great choice.
And then with when Dawn of Justice was being released, kind of like went into the Batfleck costume. So this is the first version of the Batfleck costume, and then I've got a costume coming over from the States from a company called UD Replicas, and they make a lot of like the actual armoured bat suits and things like that. So that will be bearded Batman version 2 on that one, or bearded Batfleck version 2. But just like love the atmosphere at the Comic-Cons. Like you know, there's not many places where you can go and not feel kind of judged being like dressed up and things like that. And you know, family atmosphere, all ages here, all interests. I think it's such a good thing for people to be involved in. And you can see by the growth of just the one in Birmingham, but generally in the UK, the number of Comic-Cons that are kind of coming out, that it's becoming more and more popular, and I think that's only a good thing for the industry and for people that are into that subculture as well.
Same sort of thing for you? Apart from being convinced?
Well, it's my first one today, and it's only because of his birthday. That's why I've done it.
Happy birthday, Batman.
But yeah, no, I'm enjoying it. It's different.
She's getting used to kind of like being stopped for photographs and things like that.
Very strange.
But yeah, she's probably the smiliest Wonder Woman in the world, I think. But yeah, it takes a bit of getting used to, doesn't it? Getting used to the costume, having the costume on and things like that. But she's very talented kind of like making things. So once she's gone today, she knows which bits actually.
I've got to alter
the costume. She'll go away and adapt it and things like that. So yeah, it's quite an expensive hobby. It can be an expensive hobby. I'm often in trouble for buying, you know, new gauntlets or
new boots.
New boots or something turns up and I get into a bit of trouble. But you know, it is worth it, and it's becoming like a second job for me as well. Like I do parties, you know, openings of things and shopping centres and stuff like that. So the kind of like the enjoyment part of it has led then on to, you know, actually earning some money, paying for the suits. Hence why I'm upgrading the costumes all the time. So let's just, I mean, there's people here as well that are a heck of a lot more talented than I am and make their own costumes and things like that. And you know, all the power to them, because I don't know how they find the time and the patience to sit and do it. I get annoyed with, you know, bits and pieces of the costume.
Glue everywhere.
Falling off.
Spray paint.
Like so, you know, all the power to the people that make them from scratch and things like that.
I think it's absolutely important to stress though that like you can like fork out and you know, buy the costumes and make your own, but if you literally just want to come in a t-shirt and a mask and just walk around and have a good time, then you can. It's totally fine.
But yeah, for sure. Like when we arrived today, like Nick was saying to me, we were in the car park, nobody else was dressed up, and I was like, look, don't worry, there's going to be like tons of people inside dressed up. You've got like nothing to worry about. It's so not judgmental as well. Yeah, you want to come with like a Batman t-shirt or, you know, no one's going to like bat an eye in it. It's not like, say, I don't know, something like the clothes show where you'd be being judged completely on what you're wearing. The level of costumes as well. You know, you sort of see girls just in something that maybe bought from Argos or something they made themselves, or something they paid hundreds and hundreds of pounds for. And again, there's no sort of like judgment on it. It's just everybody here having a good time.
So I guess one final point to wrap up. What advice would you give, Batman, to people that are looking to cosplay for the first time or want to get into this sort of thing? Where would you suggest they start?
Start cheap. I think is that if, you know, make sure that it's something that you want to do. Websites like Etsy are really good, you know, so people making bits and pieces, and you know, just be patient with it, put bits together. You know, it doesn't all have to happen at once. You can't just afford to shell out, you know, £1,500 on a, you know, top of the range kind of full costume. Just buy bits and pieces and build up to it. You know, don't put yourself in debt to try and have the best costume there. Yeah. That's it, probably.
Thank you for your time, I appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you.
Take care, guys. See you later.
Thank you very much.
Cool. Very, very big fanboy moment there. I wish I could stay and stop for a photo because the Scarecrow and the Joker here as well, but the show must go on, people. The show must go on. Indeed. So yeah, there you go, photo being taken right there. Okay, yeah, I've got the cue to wrap up. Around about 3 o'clock-ish is the aim for the second stream. We're going to wrap up here now in the stream this time. Exactly, yeah. What a perfect way to end the stream. So thank you guys for checking out the stream. Obviously, if you missed it or you're just joining in now, unfortunately, you can check it out on YouTube when it's up there at a later date. But you can follow us on our social media to stay up to date with what we're doing today. We are New Reality Network on Facebook. We are at New Reality Net on Twitter. and we are New Reality Network on Instagram as well. Obviously YouTube is New Reality Network here as well. We're going to be posting pictures, videos, 360 stuff, everything you can imagine.